Hello and welcome to our Gaia Blooming GPS. This is where we come and pull cards for the week ahead. And I'm Mimi and I'm here with Nicole.
Hi.
And we're actually going to start by talking a little bit about last week, just because it made such an impression on all of us. And I'm going to let Nicole actually kick it off.
So, as you all know, we had attacks in Paris. And there was also a lot of other things, that a lot of people put out there, that there was some more attacks going on. So what we wanted to do is, well, first, I think I'm going to start a little prayer for it, for what is going on in the planet, for the darkness that is happening, what we know that the media is telling us, and what we don't know. What's going on behind the scenes, and also what's going on with the internal terrorism inside of ourselves. Because we're all dealing with some sort of struggle. We're all dealing with some sort of fight. And as within, so without. So we can take responsibility for where we are and clean ourselves, build a stronger community of people, give each other support and receive support in the way that we can try to rebirth a new humanity, that this does not need to be so. So I will do a little bit of, kind of already sounding like the prayer, but I will do a formal one. And then we're going to pull a little cards so we gain a little more clarity and understanding. So if you will, and if you would, this is a nice, beautiful prayer that I will channel in. So please just, go in child's pose or bow your head in humility as we do this little prayer. Dear God, dear divine universe, spirit, guides, guardians, ancestors, please be with us on this planet. Please allow us to find harmony and connection. Give us the courage to fight our own battles and take our power where we can. Allow us to trust the higher plan and purpose. Please allow compassion in the hearts that have been shut down for so long. Find our humanity and our humility again. Please be with the victims. Please be with all of us who have fear because of this. Allow the fear to melt away and instead find our courage and empowerment. Allow us to be empowered instead of suppressed by fear. Please be with those that are affected by such terror, either in these acts or in their own life. Allow us to find peace, to find love, and to find deep compassion. Thank you for all that you do for us and your guidance that you have. Allow us to reignite the flame of our hearts and be guided towards that. Thank you. I love you. Amen.
Amen.
I like it. That felt good.
That felt really good. I love that. It was perfect.
It's something that I've been guided a lot to do lately, so you might see more prayers from me, because I was told through a ceremony inside of myself of humanity has forgotten to pray. We like to worry a lot, but we forget worry is down here and we don't connect to anything. There's nothing we can do with worry. But when you connect with prayer, you're bringing in something higher, and it becomes a symbiotic relationship where solution can happen. Miracles can happen because it's connected. So we've forgotten how to pray. Pray more, pray more. Worry less, pray more. It's very important. Prayer is way bigger than you can imagine. It's simple. So instead of worrying through your day, bow your head and be humbled that you might not be able to solve all your worries on your own. But if you ask for support and help, you might find an idea kind of swoops in, or a solution comes in, or someone comes in to help. Prayer is a lot more productive than words. That's all I have to say with that one. So we pulled some cards for the actual event. So to gain clarity and understanding. So Mimi had some great ones. I'll let her do hers first.
Yeah, well, I think mine are, I don't know, about what we can do afterwards. Because, you know, the first cards, I just pulled them right out when we were talking about doing this before. And I pulled fighting and turning in. And what really came up for me around this is what I've seen around on Facebook, you know, and heard it on the radio and everything. There's so much argument right now about like what's the right thing to do. Some people are like, love, we have to flood the world with love, and other people, we have to go in and fight. And then there's people on Facebook who are getting upset because people have changed their you know, profile picture to the French flag, and we're feeding into that painful energy by that fighting. And instead, we have to look within. You know, you're never going to change the world by trying to change everybody else and fighting with them about what they should do and what they shouldn't do. What you do instead is you look within. What can I do? What feels right for me? So whether, I had a friend who actually put a globe on her face because that's what she felt. She didn't feed into the fighting. She was like, this is happening all over the world. This is happening in Lebanon. It's not just Paris. She put that out in a beautiful way. And so I encourage you, if you're feeling upset about these things, like if you're upset about even the Starbucks cup, which was such a big controversy this week, you know, find a way, in a beautiful way, to express yourself that's not like trying to force other people into the view. And that's where the other two cards that came, change and consciousness. The change comes through our consciousness when we turn in, when we work with ourselves, when we look at our own wounds, when we look at where we lash out. You know, I believe that all of this fighting, it comes from deep inner turmoil, deep inner pain. Because when you're at peace in here, you can't, those acts, they're not going to come bubbling up out of you. So our remedy for this is consciousness, and your way to that is turning in, looking at those shadows, looking at those negative voices, and also seeing your light and letting that light guide you into a new way of being powerful.
Mimi, preach it, sister. Holy moly, that was beautiful. Thank you. That's it. I mean, that's it. You want to change the world? Change yourself. You want to change the world. So you have no power in changing other people. You have to do it within. That's the whole Ponopono. Everything that's happening is happening within. It is all one anyway. So that's it. Mimi broke it down like yeah, nobody else could. I mean, that's exactly what needs to be said. It's a consciousness change. The cards I have is a traveling card, and then I have patience and the burden and upside down. So be patient with this crazy process. We don't know the full totality of what is going on and why. And so we can only work with the burdens we have on our backs. And, you know, fighting terrorism might not be the burden that needs to be on your back, but you can pray. And you can be patient and patient with yourself and patient with your process. But it's also maybe, I mean, the patience upside down is maybe it's like, instead of burdening yourself, what action can you take in your life? You know, it's like change your consciousness and then allow that consciousness to change your actions. What are the actions that you need to take right now that can change the world? And that might be like could be anywhere from starting a nonprofit to praying more. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be now. It has to be an action now. Simple, simple, simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to like take on all the terrorists. What is one simple thing? Maybe it's, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy, but there's one thing that you can do that will affect everyone around the world, and that's starting within. That's what I got. Mimi broke it down as beautiful as I couldn't have said it any better.
Osho cards. They're good.
And Mimi Clark, she's pretty darn brilliant and wise herself.
I align myself with Sagittarius. Osho's a Sagittarius, or was a Sagittarius. So leading from that, we have some shift going on this week. And we begin with the moon moving into Aquarius tonight, which moon in Aquarius is very humanity driven. Aquarius loves to be of service to the world. And we're actually combining this with the Sun conjunct Mercury on Tuesday, the 17th, because moon in Aquarius can also have a very mental energy and can get caught so up here. And with that mental energy of the Sun conjunct Mercury, you know, there'll be a lot of mentalness going on. And before I dive into my cards, I just want to say, you know, the Sun conjunct Mercury, while it's mental, this does have a power to take you into maybe some of those lower energy mental processes, any of that shame, any of that shadow, that dark stuff, you know, that may be rising in you to be looked at and worked through. So pay attention to that, you know, anything that comes up for you with this mental energy. So the first card I pulled is schizophrenia. And this is where I think that tunes into that, you know. The moon in Aquarius has this ability to tune you into like your guides, the ascended masters, the divine minds. But at the same time, with that strong Mercury and Sun energy down in Scorpio, you may be feeling kind of that pull between like your guides energy, but also, you know, that dark stuff. But here's what I feel like you need to know. Slow down. You don't have to choose a side. Instead, allow this wisdom that's trying to come in to actually come in and filter down into your shadow. Bring in that light. See this light on the top of my head? Bring that in on down to that part. I feel really strongly. This came up for me last week so much. Ram Dass has a quote, "We're all just walking each other home." And I feel like this light, the ascended master, that divine mind stuff is coming in to show the shadow parts of you, the light within, to walk it home. So take a breath. Slow down to get out of like this spinning mind, like I'm the light, I'm the dark, I'm the light, I'm the dark, and come within to find your new vision. And I love this card because this does have, like, look at this. It's hard to see here, but there's like this creature, human shadow crawling down here on the earth. And then it's like, but no, I'm reaching for the light. I believe I'm the light. I'm letting that light in. And from that place, you're going to have success with that mental battle. But you've got to open up to this light that's trying to come in. It's like knocking on your crown. It's like, let me in, let me in. You've got to let that in. Be open to it. Open to it. And maybe that's part of like what Nicole said. Pray. Pray to let that in. Pray to be shown the way to deal with those shadows. Sometimes we don't know what to do with that pain that we feel inside. And you've got to pray. Pray for the guidance. And, you know, that fails, not that that fails, I don't think it ever fails, but if you can't hear it, reach out to a practitioner to help bring you a new vision. And from the goddesses, I pulled Mott, fairness. Situation will be handled in fair and just manner. But this, she's really, she's holding the scales. She's coming into balance. You know, I think one of the things that also comes up about the shadow, we stuff it aside because we're so ashamed of it. We're so ashamed that we have dark thoughts, that we've done dark things, that we've lost our tempers. And it's like, recognize that that doesn't make you imperfect. That's part of your process. It's part of the path. Using it to your advantage, not using it to overtake others, but using it for your own, soul benefit. And we all have these lessons, we're not here to be perfect. We're not here to do everything perfectly. We're here to have these lessons. So use that. Don't hide it in shame. Use it to lift you higher to the light. And I think Mott is kind of saying that there. Balance it. Nicole?
So what I'm getting, this is really interesting because it's a lot of the cards that we just pulled. So I have traveling, again, success in reverse, consciousness, Awareness and vibrational. So this message is coming for me as a whole, a totality. So it's not like a story. It's more of like, this is what is happening. So listen. So this is tonight, okay? And this is for the next 2 days for the moon being in Aquarius. So this is Aquarius energy is about humanity, like she said. So you might be called to go somewhere, to be somewhere, and to do something. And you might not want to go. You might have resistance. It might even be like a dinner party, or it might even be traveling. You might be called to travel or go somewhere. You are a vibrational being. So this is calling all light workers. Just your presence heightens the vibration of a place or the people there, and the people there, really. So if you're being called to travel in the next few days, or a trip falls in your lap the next few days and it's for a few months in advance, it's because you need to be there, because your vibration is needed in that place or with those people. Your heightened consciousness, you have to get out of your own way. It's exactly what Mimi just talked about. If you can find the success card upside down, is just saying, if you can't let that light into yourself, that's the only reason why you wouldn't be able to be successful. But if you can bring that light in, you will be successful, because you have to come out of the shadows. Look at that. Just what Mimi just said. Come out of the shadows and be aware of who you are. And this is this person in the shadows coming and really delving into their Buddha nature. And here's the consciousness card. So your consciousness, the high vibration that you carry, has the ability to affect humanity. And that might be the thing that you are here to save the world or save humanity, or whatever it is it's your vibration. And the only thing that you can do is stay true to your vibration, to your nature, to your light, bringing the light in from the crown and then giving it to others. You don't even have to say anything. Just your presence alone can shift somebody if you are doing this type of work. We want to try hard, but really just sit there. Amma, one of my favorite amazing mentors, she just sits there and hugs. She doesn't really say anything to anybody, but man, you feel her. And if she does have something to say, you'll know it in your body. You don't have to say the words. She makes herself very clear, and her vibration alone is enough to heal massive amounts of people. Well, that doesn't mean that you can't do it either. She is the guru, but so are you. The guru is within. So find your own Buddha nature and trust that. Just, even sitting in a restaurant, sometimes I'll go, ooh, somebody needs something in here. Whoever needs it, I send them light and love and whatever they need for the highest and greatest good, without my human bullshit on it. It's like whatever they need, send them some extra support. I'll sit in a restaurant and do that. And I go, I hope you really get what they need. You can do that too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be complicated. It's that simple. You give that to somebody, and who knows, it might change their entire life.
I do that when I feel called to help somebody, but not in like I'll ask for their angels to come and really support them. All the angels that they can send to support them in whatever's going on. So I definitely do the same thing and really appreciate it. Or appreciate that it's that easy that we can do that. So the next thing that we have is Neptune going direct. I'm so paranoid. I'm so paranoid for last week. I'm like, is this recording? Is it working?
The Sun conjunct Mercury in Scorpio.
Oh, I did mine. I did that along with the Aquarius because it was all that energy.
Okay, cool. No. That works for that too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I thought.
Mercury in Scorpio. There you go. You don't have to be, that Mercury wants to talk. It's like, go deeper. Scorpio's like, go deeper. It might just be a prayer. It might just be sitting in a thing and be vibrational. You don't have to necessarily talk in Scorpio. You just might have to act in a different way, and an emotional way, that deep emotional way. So
Yeah.
No, that totally works.
Good. So next we have Neptune going direct on Wednesday, the 18th. And Neptune has been retrograde since the middle of June. So we've been really going backwards, tuning in a different way, tuning into our intuition in a different way. I always think that with Neptune retrograde in Pisces, it really can tune us into past life stuff. So now we're going direct. We're bringing any lessons that we've had since June, whether it's been past life, whether it's been karmic, whether it's just been like this lifetime past, anything that has been done with spirituality. We're taking those lessons and now we're going to like move forward with them. We are going to integrate what we've learned. So, you know, there's been a lot of learning since June. A lot of stuff has happened since June. Even in this last week, what have you learned and how can it take you further on your spiritual progress? And this is the maturity card. This is part of maturing. I think this is part of maturity as our souls. You know, we look at these things and it's totally terrible. What happened was terrible. But I read a quote, I don't know how controversial this will be, but from Byron Katie, and it was, anything that you need for your freedom, that's what happens in your life. And I feel like that's kind of what our souls have asked for in this process for consciousness. We didn't ask for it to be easy. It's part of that integration, maturity process, part of having faith in ourselves, faith in spirit, faith in the divinity through us. So, you know, as much as you can, I think with Neptune going direct, get out of your mind. You know, there is this mind energy. Neptune's going direct with, you know, the moon in Aquarius, the sun will still be interacting with Mercury. So there'll still be this mind energy. You don't have to know. Actually, this is a huge lesson. This is a huge lesson for Saturn and Sagittarius as well. You don't have to know. You don't have to know the reasons why to integrate and to get mature. I think a lot of times you get this place when you get past the whys and you trust. And it's not to say that you can't know the whys. You know, I got into astrology because I wanted to know the whys. But sometimes you're not going to get that answer, and you need to let that go. Get out of the mind and trust in spirit. Trust that if you need to know, you'll be shown. The spirit will guide you to the answers that you need. So I think this is really that call to have that faith, to trust. Neptune's at 7 degrees. 7 is Neptune's degree. So it's such a Neptunian energy of finding that flow, finding that trust. And the other card that I pulled with Neptune direct is the creativity card. And this is what happens. You know, you have that too. I love that. When you integrate, when you mature, spirit can come through. Like, I've been working on my paintings. Oh, I can show this one. Yay. I've been working on my paintings. I love this. And this is not me like, ooh, I'm going to paint a dragon. I'm like, no, don't make me paint a dragon. But when you integrate, that creativity comes through. And that's Neptune energy coming in, down, and through. Kind of like how this sacral chakra, not sacral, solar plexus chakra came in and down and met the solar plexus chakra right here. I'm like, I have to keep that. That's like the divine energy, that divine creativity coming through. But you got to get your mind out of the way with Neptune energy and let spirit talk to you. Nicole?
You know, it's funny because when you pulled that mind card, the only way that what you said would be controversial is if you're caught in your mind. So if you're triggered, that's the mind being triggered. Because at the end of the day, what is true needs to come to the surface. Humanity is in a suppression right now. And so for those things to kind of pop through, this is an opportunity for you to decide the way you're going to react and what you want. Do you want to be suppressed? Do you want this terrorism? Do you want all of this? Or how can we connect? How can we make this different within your ability? And the illusion of powerlessness, because, you know, the media and all of that shit wants you to feel powerless. They want you to feel scared. And at the end of the day, you have the power to choose the way you're going to react to feeling powerless. And that's not the, and you know, people want to, I see a lot of the shootings happening because they feel powerless, but that's just causing more powerlessness. How can you empower yourself and empower others? So if you got triggered, that means your mind's still running the show. So just notice, not judgment, it's just noticing. So what I got for this, which I also got the creativity card, but I got first the clinging to the past in reverse. So as we go into it comes out of retrograde and goes direct, we're coming out of the past. It ran itself back over and we were going through some past issues. So as we come out of the past, this the Neptune energy is very tricky, right? Because Neptune energy doesn't necessarily make any sense. It's like what Mimi said, you can't know, because it is like this ethereal water, emotions, intuition, close to God type of feel. So what we're going through, all of this past, is what it's trying to say is everything you went through in your past and in your past lives has come to this point for you right now. And you get to choose what you want to do with it. And what I would suggest you do is get creative. Just like Mimi had to. We both got the creativity card. This is also the Empress. This is also the divine feminine energy, which is also, you can't figure her out. Femininity, women, it's all that, that yin yang energy, right? So she's the dark matter. You can't necessarily figure it out. You just kind of got to trust it. And navigate it that way. But creativity is a way to bring it onto the planet, whatever medium you choose. It might be this. It might be reading tarot cards, or painting, or drawing, or singing, or dancing, or helping people is also a creative thing. Healing arts, still an art form. So figure out what that is and what you want to put out into the world. And the other two I got, and they go hand in hand, courage and fearlessness. Isn't that funny? Courage and fearless.
And look at those pictures next to each other too. Those pictures are so perfect. I love that.
We have these, and these, look, I love these, they look like dark wings to me. It's like being able to transform your fear in that gremlin demon-y kind of energy into an angel. Like a dark angel, bam, right? It doesn't have to look dark and shadowy. It can look like an angel of transformation. And so you have to transform your fear. And it's all these, you can cling to the past and have all that fear of the past and all that crap, and also fear what's going on in the world. Or you can transform and fly. Or you can go into those crevices and blossom anyway. That is your choice. What do you want to do with the fear? You can't have courage without fear. So the fear is there for a reason, but what are you going to do with it? You can break through the cracks, these crevices, in those dark little, skinny little things, and still blossom. You can grow your wings from the darkness. But it's your choice. Stay in victim and be victim to everything that's ever happened to you, or allow it to transform you. That's your choice. As this thing goes, Neptune goes direct, is having the realization that maybe the past wasn't here to victimize you, but maybe it was here to bust you open.
Yeah. That's an amazing one. That's an amazing one. I looked at that any challenges that I've gone through, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed those to really break me through. Every time I've had that challenge, it's taken me to this next level. But like I said, I'm good at bouncing. You hit your bottom and then, and here I go. So I'm in bounce formation right now. So we'll see. We'll see where I go from that. But I appreciate those times, even if they're hard to get through, which they are. All right. So the next thing we have is the moon shifting into Pisces on Thursday. And you know what's interesting with the moon in Pisces? So the moon's going to be in Pisces, and Mercury will be finishing up. Mercury will be finishing up in Scorpio. It's moving into Sagittarius on Friday. So we're going to have some big, deep intuitive energy. And I think to, you know, recognize that as I pull these cards. One of the first cards I pulled is sorrow and control, and also the card, we are the world. Moon in Pisces, Mercury finishing up in Scorpio. There's a good deal of this energy going on. This sorrow, this pain for, you know, senseless tragedy. And then the control that comes through. What are we going to do to stop this? What are we going to do to stop this? This kind of energy does not stop this. This kind of energy brings that hectic energy up into you. And the other card I pulled is it's time for a breakthrough. This is love. Look at this. I always love this card because this is a breakthrough of big white love energy. And it goes back to what Nicole said. It may not be about taking big action. Your action may be in just saying a prayer and having patience that through your prayer, through that shift within you, that's going to be enough. And so, you know, if you feel this sorrow coming up, bless it. Pray for it. Send angels in. Send it on its way. I like to imagine myself sometimes when I feel energy come in like that I'm tuning into the world's energy. I imagine myself like a tree. And so I kind of ground in those roots. And then I feel whatever energy is coming through like a tree, like a breeze coming through a tree. And so I let it just blow through. And that's part of my breakthrough. And so Moon in Pisces and Mercury in Scorpio, that intuition energy is going to be strong. But take those little steps to connect in with spirit, to bring in energy. You know, I don't know what to do to change the world. All I know what to do is to keep working on myself. And that's what I'm going to keep doing and praying for the world and sending it light. So I encourage you to have patience with that process. Know that it is making breakthrough. It is bringing change. And from the goddesses, I pulled Vast Independence. Your independence is a foundation of your strength and success. I think remembering this, you know, as the energy tunes in with the moon in Pisces, to remember, this may not be mine. It's tuning into some part of me, that empathetic part of me. This may not be mine. I don't have to carry this. I don't have to feel it. It can pass through. And this card also, Vast is all about play. So if you're feeling the weight of the world, do something that's fun for your soul to bring a little light back to the world. Nicole?
Well, you know, I want to go back for a moment to your sorrow card. In the Osho, when you read the explanation, you have to remember that the sorrow is not here to punish you. It's here to transform you. So it's exactly kind of what we talked about with those wings, right? So allowing the sorrow to transform, not punish. That's your choice.
Breakthrough and patience.
Yep, it's exact. I mean, Mimi pulled, it just pulled again. And that's Pisces energy again. So it's like, ooh, let it transform you. So my cards went on a little different of a tangent. So this, when I see it like this, I usually go, it might be for a specific person or it's a specific energy for this. So I want you to listen to this. This is Thursday now, okay? So it's Thursday, Friday, and middle of Saturday that the moon will be in Pisces. So I want you to hear this so you can know how to really work this. I have the Fool card, the schizophrenia in reverse, and abundance and recognition. So this is why I want you to kind of pay attention to the timing, because it's saying there's a new beginning. You have to, again, like what we just said, you have to leave the past behind. And the new beginning being the Fool, letting go of what you think you've learned, what you think you know, and going forth again, letting go of this schizophrenic mind. Should I not? Should I not? You know what? If you have a should I not? Should I go move forward to this? Should I do this job? Should I take this new job? Or should I, whatever? Get out of your head. Yes. Yes. Because guess what? Yes. It will lead to abundance and it will lead to recognition. Yes. You'll be recognized for what you are doing. So if you have a new opportunity, a new beginning that is coming to you and you're still going, well, I don't know. Should I do it? Maybe me. Like, let that go. Let that go. Thursday through Saturday, let that go. It is going to be good. It will lead to abundance and recognition. So if you were wavering at a decision, here's your validation right here. Do it. So came out specific, but I like when it does that because it's like somebody needs to hear, stop waffling. Stop. Go for it. It's not going to turn out the way that it did last time. Like it feels like almost like I tried out for that job or I tried out for that audition and didn't work out right, but now I have to go and do it again and it's going to turn out the way it used to. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is a new thing. It's a whole new thing.
I love it. Good. I look forward to that. Maybe it's me. That would be fun. Heading into my birthday week, I accept. Yes, universe, yes.
In that case, I was hesitant to say it, but it might be a new relationship. You know what I mean? So it might be like, stop waffling and go for it. And I'm not going to get too personal, but in the case of this, there might be someone in your past that you need to reconnect with. So it might be that too. And, that might be directly to Mimi, but that also might be directly to you guys out there too, relationship wise. Now, if it was a bad relationship, just let it freaking go. But if it was one of those things of like, maybe it was just the timing.
I accept. I'm willing to give it a chance. Anyways, speaking of chances, adventures, Mercury moves into Sagittarius on Friday. I'm really relieved to bring in a little bit more Sagittarius energy. We have Saturn in Sagittarius, but that's not a whole heaping bowl of light. But here comes Mercury. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And so the cards that I pulled for Mercury in Sagittarius, I think speak so well of Mercury in Sagittarius. The first card I pulled is the Rebel. And I think, with Saturn in Sagittarius, actually, this is what we're kind of doing. We're rebelling. We're breaking free of those old thoughts, those old beliefs that have chained us down, that have stopped us from really carrying the torch of, our higher selves, our higher knowing of spirit within us. And I love this. This has I think this is, I don't know what this bird is in here. It's like a falcon or something, falcon or hawk. Divine messenger. Spirit is talking to you between that moon in Pisces again and now Mercury in Sagittarius. Spirit is talking to you. You are so intuitive. Nikki and I were talking about this before we started about how these messages just come in. Trust those messages that are coming in. Trust that intuition. Trust those messengers. Trust the signs that are coming in. But on the other side of things, here's the morality card. And I think Mercury and Sagittarius get so caught up. I see Sagittariuses in two ways in the world. I see the Sagittariuses that are like me, are like, all the religions, I love you. You bring coolness, you bring goodness, I like meditation. I'll take a little bit of that. I love Mother Mary. Bring her on in. Kali, sure. Put her on in. I love that energy, and I do. I take what feels good, and I've made my own brand of spirituality. I've also seen the Sagittariuses who are very dogmatic. This is the right way. I know the truth. And that's holding you captive from the mysteries of the world. And it's time to rebel. On the other side of things too, it's also time to bring understanding to those who are in that place of that dogmatic morality control. They're doing the best they can. So just like I said at the very beginning with, the Starbucks cups and the Paris, the Paris flags, the French flags on people's, let people be who they are. Let them in their process. If they're stuck here, the best thing you can do to help somebody who's stuck in this place of morality is to be the rebel yourself and follow your own truth, not to try to force on them hey, you got to follow me out of this cage. They'll do it in their own timing. They've got to have their own lessons. So allow that space, that space of understanding for people's process. I think that's a huge one for Mercury and Sagittarius. Mercury and Sagittarius will want to be right, will want to put their beliefs on you. Pull away from that. Do your own thing and let your own light be the best guide you can be. Be a lighthouse, you know? So be a lighthouse for people. And from the goddesses, actually 2 cards came out. Divine Passion from Pele and Green Tara, start delegating. Divine Passion, I think this goes with the Rebel. Follow your passion. Follow what feels right for you. The people who want to come along will come along, and the people who don't, you're never going to get them by forcing it. I think I actually like this one, Green Tara, start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything yourself. I almost feel like if you feel like you want to help somebody in that way, you're like, oh my God, they're stuck in that morality, pray for them. Keep going back to that prayer thing. Call on their angels. Call on their guides. Like, you know, I see this is hurting them. Can you help them? You don't have to do it yourself. Your job is to follow your passion and leave that work to their ancestors, guides, angels, all of that.
And maybe you don't know what's right for them.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe you don't know what's right. So, you know, I love that, Mimi, because I had to learn that lesson the hard way myself. I mean, I had a situation with my brother that I judged him, and I saw his anger, and I was like, what in the world? Like, does he not realize, blah, blah, blah. I have to make him see the light. No. And I went into this enlightenment intensive, and I was told very strongly of like, who's to say that's not exactly where he's supposed to be? Leave him alone. And I was like, oh, okay, I got to leave him alone. I can't control his process. And yeah, they might not be as far along as you, but see where you're not far along. If you're trying to control their process or think that it's wrong, well, maybe that's a shadow part in yourself. And I love that, you know, and I get frustrated when people, you know, put the whole red cup thing on there. And I'm like, you guys just realize that it's a marketing strategy from Starbucks, right? You got totally bought into it. And I go, wait. That's not let them have their process. You know, if they feel like impassioned by that, who am I to judge? So, you know, let them be in their process. I love that, Mimi. I mean, that, yeah, very wise, very beautiful. That's exactly what is there. So what I'm getting is very, very interesting with this. Friday, Mercury, Sagittarius. Okay, Mercury and Sagittarius. There is some possibilities and some deep, like, possibilities and really fast movement that is available. However, there's a problem. We're stuck again in schizophrenia. We are stuck in the rock and the hard place, the making the decision, the morality, the should and the shouldn't, the good and the bad, the yes or the no, and all of this stuff. And you are blocking possibilities, your own new awarenesses and perspectives and possibilities. You're blocking that really fast intensity of moving forward. And you're blocking change. The mind's doing this because it's like, keep me safe, keep me safe. So if I'm stuck up here and I'm analyzing everything, then I don't have to take responsibility for the possibilities that come in, me moving forward in my life and having the immense amount of change that I'm looking to have. So the mind is like, if I keep her in the rock and the hard place, if I keep this person like hanging like this because they're scared, then I don't have to deal with change. I don't have to deal with all these new possibilities. Now, the only way to let go, listen here, guys, not me, not just you, Mimi, I love you, but she popped her head up like, I'm listening.
I'm listening, really.
The only way to get out of this is to have this, and this is faith. Faith, 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 faith. This is beyond hope. This is faith. You have to have faith in something deeper, bigger, that this is possible and that you can handle it. You can handle the possibilities. You can handle the intensity of the change. It might be scary, but it's better than sitting here. This sucks. You have to listen and have faith. I promise it's going to be okay, even if it feels hard. Have faith.
Love that.
And that's a master. By the way, I pulled a master on top of that. That's ascended master. That's Osho. That's Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, which one you ever feel connected to. That's them saying, I got your back, but you have to have faith in me. You preach it maybe, but you have to do it too. You have to have faith. You gotta have faith.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that song's in my head now. So we've got Here Comes the Sun, you've got to have faith.
And I had the one from, what's her name? Sanat. I forget her name, but it's when you were talking about the light, it was like, let the pure light within you.
Oh, Sonata Kerr.
Yeah, it's called,
Long Time Sun.
all of you should listen to that after you listen to this. It's,
Long Time Sun.
Long Time Sun. Listen to that.
By Sonata Kerr. It's amazing. I always sing that to the kids for lullaby because I think it's, and I play it sometimes for myself if I need a lullaby because it's like amazing.
Yeah, you listen to that after you listen to this, and just listen to that word, listen to her words, listen to the feel, and allow that light within you guide your way on. That's it.
I'll make a fun playlist. Here Comes the Sun.
Long Time Sun.
And Long Time Sun. So I like it.
Yes.
So we have on Saturday the moon shifting into Aries. And I do want to mention with the moon in Aries on Saturday, that is the last day of Sun in Scorpio. Because on Sunday, here comes the Sun, we have Sun in Sagittarius. So
on Sun.
Sun, feeling hot. It's not hot here. It's not gonna be hot here.
Well, we're getting 2 feet of snow tonight.
Yeah, that's a lot colder than it is here. So I pulled some interesting cards for the moon in Aries. I pulled laziness. I pulled silence. I pulled beyond illusion, and I pulled projections. And I almost feel like these cards are more last day of Sun in Scorpio than it is so much about the Aries energy.
Mine too.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing. Moon in Aries is usually a time where we feel like our energy come up. We want to start new things. But with the Sun at the last day of Scorpio, what may be rising is those last little Scorpio energies. You know, we spent so much time with Saturn at 29 degrees Scorpio this year because Saturn went retrograde and hung out there. So that's where we're going to be. We're going to be at 28, 29 degrees, going over those lessons, those deep Scorpio lessons. So while there may be a part of you, here comes the compromise card, there may be a part of you that wants to go run and play and escape. The universe is saying, stop, collaborate, and listen. Take that time. If you're feeling laziness, go in. It's your call. Your body's saying, I need silence. I need to work through this stuff. You know I do a lot of great work in my sleep. I know when stuff is up, I climb in bed and I process. And it may look like laziness, but I am working through stuff. If that comes up for you, trust that's how you're getting beyond your illusions. You're getting through that shadow Scorpio stuff. It's not easy. And it's just a pattern I've noticed in me. I don't run from it. I go like dig into my cocoon. I'm like, okay, here I am. I'm going to work through this. Projections may come up as well. If you do take that Aries energy and run, you may find yourself running into those issues that you need to deal with out and around the world. So if that stuff comes up for you, again, stop, collaborate, and listen. Be silent. Get into that energy. And if you have to get quiet, don't beat yourself up for the need to get quiet. Because while the moon in Aries is definitely running the show, the Sun in Scorpio, that's such a powerful energy. And I also pulled Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. That might be another option. If you're like, well, I feel like I need to move, or, you know, I want some action, but I'm definitely not feeling the go run around. God, I love expressing my soul on canvas. Do something artistic. Turn up the music, dance, put some movement, write in your journal. Get a creative way to get it out. But don't be afraid, and please do work with whatever is working for you. Because again, this is how we change the world, by working through ourselves.
Yeah, so I'm definitely getting a lot of that too. And I think the undercurrent of what Mimi's Mimi's reading was is exactly what I'm going to put out. So this is for Saturday, and I want you to listen. I think you need to shut off all the stuff. I think you need to stop listening to everybody else's opinion. I think you need to stop listening to other people's guidances, even ours, on Saturday. And I think because you need to listen to it for yourself. You need to have more trust in your aloneness, in yourself. I love what Mimi said. Like, you might have to go in and just process, because you need to trust yourself. You need to trust that pure, listen to, don't even take my guidance. I don't care. But listen to, let the pure, the longtime sun, listen to that, because you need to let the inner light guide you on and not receive everybody else's politics. So this might be, if you still listen to the news, shut that shit off. Don't even listen to it. It is bullshit and it's politics. Don't listen to politics on Saturday. You have to start listening to yourself. Don't listen to the Starbucks cups. Don't listen to propaganda. Don't listen to even a channel that you like. Like, even if it's they're saying that that they're channeling a celestial being, like, shut that shit off too. Like, shut it all off and listen to yourself. Find your own. I have the mediumship and the celestial in reverse, because you have the ability to have your own mediumship, meaning your own channel to the celestial, to your own divine guidance. You need to be the creator. That's that Aries. There's the moon in Aries. Listen to your own creator within. Create your own. Like Mimi said, get creative, but you have, like, honestly, just shut off the news on Saturday. Just shut it off. Maybe shut the whole week off. But shut down the politics. I mean, literally the politics. So if you are feeling, even if one of your favorite practitioners, even if you feel like it's me and Mimi, I don't care. I don't take it personally. Even if you think that is they're full of shit, you need to listen to that and listen to yourself, because it might not be the message for you. Or you might feel that way and you come in and you go, no, they really are guiding me. But it has to come from you, because the truth will always bubble to the surface. But if you have another practitioner and you're like, it feels off lately, and you check in and your inner self goes, because they're full of shit, that means you got to move on. You know what I mean? And we don't take it personally. It is what it is. It's all projection. And it might be the projection you need to move on to do it for yourself. But you need to listen to yourself, because maybe you're being guided by somebody that doesn't have your highest interest involved. That's what I'm getting. I don't know who it is, but you might need to listen to yourself a little more.
I highly agree. And yeah, I love that. Buddha said that. Like, my stomach is growling in agreement. It just went rah. But it's basically like, trust no one, not even me as the Buddha, if it's not in alignment with your highest self. And that's absolutely it, and yeah.
Well, and this is something I had to do when I first started getting into this. I had a mentor who kind of ran me around in circles. I thank God for him, because I had to learn discernment. I had to learn what I was saying when it wasn't somebody I looked up to felt differently than what I knew in myself to be true. And I went, oh my God, I have this dilemma. Also know, and this is going to sound really harsh, and I'm not picking on any other practitioner, but we are all doing the best we can. But some are in it for themselves too. And not all spiritual people are, oh God, that sounds horrible. Not all spiritual people are great people. And that's not coming out of judgment. I've been in this for a long time, and sometimes they have their own following and their own agenda more involved than the highest and greatest good of everyone involved. When they're in alignment, it's a symbiotic relationship. It's both. And they're learning from their students, and they're giving back, and then they receive, which they spiritual people do have to receive money and things because we need to be supported too, but it's a symbiotic relationship. And if you feel like someone's feeding themselves from your energy, that's vampiric, get out of there. Get out of there. And I know it's hard. It's like when you start the spiritual thing, you want to trust everybody and you want to look and gaze into everybody's eyes and think they all have your good best interest involved. They're only human. You're human. It's okay. They're not meaning to do it. It's just the way it is. But you have to know within yourself what's right and what's right for you. And when you develop that sensor, that compass, you won't be taken advantage of, and you don't have to play victim to being taken advantage of. You know it's right for you.
Love that. Fantastic. All right, so final day, Sunday the 22nd, we have the sun moving into Sagittarius. Birthday season for me. I'm excited. And I pulled some great cards for Sun in Sagittarius. The first card I pulled is traveling, which is so appropriate. Just because, you know, Sagittarius is the sign of the adventurer, wanting to get out, travel, see the world, know the world. And, you know, like, here's one of the things. If you can't travel, if you don't have time over this month, I know it's holiday season, do something adventurous like traveling. Go try like a new ethnic restaurant. Like if you've never had Indian food, oh my gosh, I love Indian food. Go have Indian food, or go see like a dance performance from another nationality. African dance is so powerful, so amazing. You know, there's many ways that you can explore the world right here in your local place. Watch a YouTube video about like Antarctica. There's ways that you can explore the world without having to go on a trip. But if you can, get out there and travel as well. And speaking of the other Sagittarius item, infinite possibilities, I pulled the dream, I pulled flowering, and I pulled trust. Sagittarius is an amazing time to get in touch with the infinite possibilities, your dreams, what you desire to bring in and through into your world. You know, it's a time of amazing inspiration. When you move into Capricorn, that's when it's more likely to come in and manifest. But you never know through this time, by putting out, like, this is my dream, this is what I want, allowing it to flower by, you know, putting that energy. What does it feel like to get into that dream, like what you want to come? When I think about like my desires, I get like, oh my gosh, everything's happening. It feels so good. And I come into this place of trust. And so don't be afraid to be in that place, just of enjoying yourself during the Sun Sagittarius. It is my favorite time of year. I am biased because it is my birthday, but I think it's so amazing. Like, we have holidays, we have Thanksgiving, we have the build up to Christmas, which I actually like the build up to it better than the actual event myself. I like, yeah, you feel the same way. I love all the lights on everything. It's like some people like the day after Christmas, tree down, lights away. I'm like, leave the lights up, let's light up the world. So it's such a good time just to be in this energy and let this energy, I don't know, raise your vibration, actually. Let it raise your vibration. And from the goddesses, I pulled Freya, bold. I think I need to take all of these lessons from these cards myself, by the way, too. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. Don't be afraid to get out there and put your dreams into action if you feel called to, you know, during this time of Sun in Sagittarius. I hear you, universe.
You know what's so funny? It's like, I think my cards are for me, and you just said, I think these cards are for me. And I'm like, I think these are for me. So it's funny. Me and Ryan had this conversation too, by the way, about how each holiday so coincides with the astrological sign. And I was like, well, I don't see Christmas being Capricorn. And he goes, yeah, but it's Sagittarius building all the way up to it. And you have Thanksgiving. So Sagittarius. I'm like, oh, totally. And it's like, the whole buildup is Sag. And then Capricorn, you have that new year coming. Like, we need a plan. We need a plan. We need to plan everything out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Capricorn's like, let's just start over. We can just start over again.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I'm like, you know, I do like the buildup for Christmas more than Christmas. Like, I love the lights and the music, and I'm going to Disney, and like, I love all of that. And it's like, yay. And then Christmas is like, okay, all right, well, now we got to clean everything up. And it's like, but it's really funny. Okay, so this is what I have for Sunday, Sun in Sagittarius. The creator again, right? And the schizophrenia card again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. So this is what I'm getting. It is time to create with this Sun and Sagittarius. You can create what you want, but you have to stop comparing yourself to other people's stuff. Like, yes, there is a shit ton of practitioners and artists and writers and all of this. But if you keep comparing yourself, you're going to exhaust yourself and you're not going to want to do anything. So let's stop doing this. Stop riding the fence of whether you're going to do it or not, or whether I should or I'm not good enough. And let's own your master again, the master card again. Let's own this master and allow the masters to assist you. This is the assistance card, because all of this is all about confidence. The Sun in Sagittarius is actually Sagittarius is such a great energy to build your confidence. It's to get yourself out there, put yourself out there. There's so many Sagittariuses in my life that are like, me, hello, I'm putting on a show. I'm in front of the TV because my show's better. AKA my daughter and one of Ryan's best friends, Brian Nolan. Yes. It is the Saggy Show, and it's okay to put on a sad show. It's okay to create that. It's okay to put yourself out there in that way, because also another thing that I'm getting is you might have to ask for assistance from a master. So this means a practitioner. You might need help putting your stuff out there, or learning how to create again, no matter wherever you're at in your process. Or you might have to ask assistance to put your work out there. So calling a gallery, calling somebody, a radio show, and be like, hey, I have something to put out there. It's your work. Stop comparing yourself. The bamboo does not compare itself to an oak tree. They're different, right? So yeah, they might be amazing, but so are you. And you have to put your perspective out there. So you might have to call for an assistance from someone else. But call in your guides, your guidance system, to lead you to what that is. And then have confidence, man. You're ready. Get off of this crap. The schizophrenia. Everybody, I think I pulled the schizophrenia card today 16 times. Let's drop that. Let's drop the should. And I call it should I say music today? Should I stay or should I go? No. And drop both. It's one of those things of this mind thing can run you around like this all day long. It will run you around for lifetimes. Or you could just take action and let it go. Really. It's simpler than the mind wants to make it out to be. Light a candle and follow that. That's as simple as it can be. I mean, don't overcomplicate yourself. Just ask for help if you need it. It's not that big of a deal. What are they going to say? No? Okay. You didn't have the opportunity before, so who cares? Then you don't have it again. So what?
And now you can move on.
If you don't ask, you'll never have an opportunity.
Yeah. So that's it for this week.
That was like an hour.
I know, that was long. It was long. It was a lot of shift this week. There was a lot of stuff last week that we wanted to address. But we are always supporting you day by day. In addition to this, on Gaia Blooming, we put out, on Facebook daily energy, memes. Nicole has her page, Nicole Oman, Coaching with Nikki on Instagram. We both do sessions, multiple sessions to help you. So check that out. If you need some help getting through this last week of, Sun and Scorpio, don't be afraid to reach out, get some help, or check it out. Check out the inspiration, the free inspiration that we leave all over the internet for you all the time.
Yeah, and just check us out. Give us the love back. We put out a lot of our energy because we love to do it. And this is our heart and this is our guidance. But also, share the love. give back. Say, I love, there's people that say thank you on my daily guidances every day. And I just want you to know, if those people are doing that, I thoroughly take those in. If I don't respond to everyone, it's because I have a lot to do, but it's not that I don't sit and am very, very grateful for each one. I really do breathe each one in, because that's why I do what I do. I need to be filled too. So symbiotic relationships, and see where you're doing that in your life, where you're giving and you're not receiving. So, or when you're receiving and not giving back. So find your balance, and like our stuff, if it inspires you, give it back, share it. You don't have to do any, you don't have to book a session, just share it with somebody and be like, hey, these girls, because we're just trying to listen to our inner guidance and just trust in yours too. So we really appreciate it. We really, really do. And from the bottom of my heart, I really do read every single thing. I really do. And I really appreciate every single one.
Same here. It really touches. And sometimes they come at the right moment. Like I told somebody last week, I was like, sometimes I'm questioning, like, should I be doing this? Is this right? And right at that moment, somebody's like, this helped me so much. Thank you. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, human, for listening to the universe. The answer to my question was like, is this the right thing? Yes. So you never know. If you have that impulse, go ahead and do it, because it helps.
Yeah, just, share yourself. And if your share is just a thank you, and it's like, hey, you really helped me, it really helps us too. I mean, it really does, because it's like, am I doing yeah, you definitely are. Because, we all need each other. We all need each other. And you might be listening to the guidance that we need, and the guidance we need maybe this is what you said, and this is what really touched me. And then I go, oh, I needed to hear that. It might be bigger than you. It might be what I need. So listen, it's bigger than you. Even saying thank you is bigger than you. You don't even know how much you touch people when you say thank you. Just simple thank you. It's beautiful. That's not just for me, but that's like in your life in general. Gratitude is phenomenal. So remember to say thank you for when you really receive something. That's the most graceful way to receive, is just to say thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so check us out, NicoleOman.com, GaiaBlooming.com, on Facebook, and we will see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste.